At 8 o'clock in the Zoom room, we have town hall meeting. Come and voice your opinion or any ideas you might have about the East Coast Reflector to make it better, make it easier, whatever you have. Come on and have some coffee with us. Question of the day, I know it gets cold everywhere, some places more than others, but what one part of your body do you not like to get cold? I don't know if it be your hands, your feet, your ears, your head, whatever part of your body. Let's keep it clean though. What one part of your body do you not like to get cold? Let me acknowledge the text check-ins we have so far, the first 10 anyway. We have a KA8 BYU Roy, KM7CGI Larry, K8UFM Rando, N3DQD Ray, KC2NJV Wayne, KM4WZD Joe, PE3XTD Eric, KR4EMM Vince, KI6KQO Zachary, and W3CBE Chuck. We'll get to them in a minute. Let's take our mobiles, and please, only if you're mobile, come with your call sign twice and slowly. KK4KZZ mobile. K4 GDS, K4 GDS, 5 Kilo Alpha Lima Mobile. Good morning. Juliet 5 Golf Yankee Guy. Kilo Foxtrot Delta Juliet Kilo Oscar 4 Whiskey Delta Foxtrot Lee Mobile. Whiskey 5 Golf Hotel Romeo. Whiskey 5 Golf Hotel Romeo Mobile. W8NJT, Whiskey 8, November Juliet Tango, Echo Link Mobile. 1 Lima Echo X-Ray. Kilo Tango 1 Lima Echo X-Ray. Alrighty, we'll hold it up there. I think we got everybody. Well, I say we, I didn't have a hand in it. We had from the bottom up, KT1 LEX, Alistair, W8NJT Nick, W5GHR Brian, KO4WDF Lee, KF6HDJ Brent, KJ5 MLZ Ezra, KJ5GUI Guy, K5 or W5KAL Ken, K4GDS Gil, KK4KZZ Mark, and KZ4JN Enders. Was there any mobiles that I didn't acknowledge? If there is, please come now. November 4 Delta Echo Sierra. November 4 Delta Echo Sierra. UO Mobile, in and out. KC5CZX, Kilo Charlie 5 Charlie Zulu X-Ray. Alpha, India 8 Whiskey, Mobile, Long Island. GI 8W, Mobile, Long Island. Alrighty, recognizing AI8W, Chris, KC5CZX, Carol. I better run this list here. I'm sure there's more mobile, but we got to get going here. KZ4JN Anders in Alachua, Florida. Good morning, Anders. And what one part of your body do you not like to get cold?
Good morning, Scott, Vic, everyone else. I hope you have I am one of those that if my toes gets cold, then I am frozen. I hope everyone has a good one. This is Kilo Zulu 4, Juliet November, sending it back to you.
It is, and have a great day, Anders. Thanks for joining us. KK4, KZZ, Mark in Gainesville, Florida. Good morning. morning. We're almost to the end of the week. Anyways, it's my hands. My hands don't like it when it gets real cold. Feel it in the bones or the joints. And, don't like that. So it's my hands. I hope everyone has a good day today, and I'm looking forward to, end of the work week. Have a great day, everybody. KK4KZZ, back to net. Thank you, Mark. Safe motoring, and thanks for joining us. K4, GDS, Gil in Orlando, Florida. Good morning, Gil.
Good morning, Scott, Vicky, Dick, everyone on the brew. I find it interesting you asked this question. Your first three respondents are from Florida, but whatever. It's got to be my fingers. Can't stand it when my fingers got cold. Don't have the problem much anymore, but that was it. K4GDS, back to net.
Alrighty, Gil. Florida it is. Let's go to Texas. W5KAL. Ken in Cleveland, Texas. Good morning.
Well, good morning, Nick, Cole, and the brew crew. It's Thursday. It is a little cool here in Texas. I can't function. I got to be able to touch things, man. Them shop tools, woodworking tools, they don't work well when your hands get cold. Oh, man, everybody have a safe day. God bless everybody today. W5KAL Mobile, back to net.
Alrighty, thanks for joining us, Ken. Hands it is. Let's stay down south. KJ5GUY, Guy in Harvey, Louisiana. Good morning.
Good morning, brew crew and at control. 7-3, everything's right, almost Friday. Today's question, I hate it when my feet get cold. Especially when I'm in the bed trying to sleep, man. It's definitely not gonna work. Back to you, at control, thank you for taking the call. It's Kilo, Juliet 5 Golf Uniform Yankee. In Harvey, and lazy live on phone, really.
Alrighty, feed it is. Thanks, Guy. Appreciate you joining us. Let's stay in Louisiana with KJ5MLZ, Ezra, down in Belchase, Louisiana. Good morning.
KJ5MLZ, good morning, Scott, Dick, and crew. Yeah, man, I'm going to say it's my fingers and toes. Fingers and toes, man. If I could keep them warm. Back to you, net control. KJ5MLZ.
Thanks, Ezra, and you have yourself a fine day. KF6HDJ, Brent in Pensacola. Good morning. KF6HTJ, Brent, are you still with me? Moving right along, let's go down to KO4, WDF, Lee in Waycross, Georgia. Good morning.
Good morning. What was the question again?
Sorry, what one part of your body do you not like to get cold?
Well, I love the cold. I thrive better in the cold than I do in the heat. I moved from Georgia to Colorado very recently. But, one thing I hate the most that I don't like getting cold are my fingers. My fingers, I hate when those get cold.
Alrighty, fingers it is. You have yourself a fine day, Lee, and be safe driving there. W5GHR, Brian in Katy, Texas. Good morning.
Good morning, Scott and the rest of the brew crew. If my toes are cold, I'm never getting warm.
so I'll have to stay my toes. Unit Control, this is Brian, W5GHR.
Alrighty, toes it is. You have yourself a good day, Brian. Nick, W8NJT down in Toledo, Ohio. Good morning.
Morning, everybody on the net. As the first person in one of those states that actually gets cold for 6 months out of the year, I'm staying toes, because just like the other guy, I cannot get warm after they get cold. W8NJT, back to net control.
Alrighty, toes it is. Thanks, Nick. Have a good day. KT1 LEX. Ellsdare down in Katy, Texas. Good morning.
Good morning, Scott. Everybody on the brew crew. Being from Scotland, plenty experience with cold, and in South Texas, not so much. But as I get older, I don't like it on my hands. Can't do anything. So that's it. Back to you, Scott. Back to the net. KT1 LEX.
Alrighty, we got you in the hands column. Have yourself a great day, and thanks for joining us this morning. KC5CZX. Daryl in Lubbock, Texas. Good morning.
Well, good morning to the brew. And for me, it's got to be legs. When the air rolls up, the cold air rolls up my legs, it's done. Can't walk. So back to that KC5CZX.
Alrighty, Daryl, and there's one for the legs column. Have yourself a great day, Daryl. This is W2BLT. Next up, AI8W, Chris in Allen Park, Michigan. Good morning. Well, it sounds like the ships were coming in there. Now let's try A18W or AI8W, Chris in Allen Park, Michigan. Good morning.
Did I get chomped on by something? Yeah, of course. I'm going to say my head. Your heat loss when it's cold out goes up to the top of your head, so keep your head covered and warm the rest of your balls. Back in it, Alpha India 8 Whiskey.
Alrighty. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate you joining us. Let's go to KB3EYR, Greg and Cor. Oh, nope, that's the text line. Let me acknowledge some text check-ins here, and then we'll go to the top. We had KB3EYR, Greg, KQ4UAM, Kevin, W2SAL, Sal, NA2B, Charlie, WD8KOB, Rod, DE3TCS, Tim, and K8BACL. Let's go to the top of this list here. KM7CGI, Larry in Maricopa, Arizona. Good morning, and what one part of your body do you not like to get cold? M7CGI, are you still with me? No, nothing heard. Let's move on to KA8 BYU, Roy and Blaisdell. Good morning, Roy. EA8 BYU. Roy, are you with me? The phone must have rang. Let's go to K8 UFM Randall in Brownstown Township, Michigan. Good morning.
Good morning, Scott. Good morning, Vicki, and good morning to everyone on frequency. It's been a tough question. I'm bouncing joints, hands, toes, face, knees, who knows. But the ones I said. That said, this is KUFM, back to net control, and everyone have an outstanding day.
Yeah, Randall, something covered you up there when you gave your answer. Could you give it again, please?
That would be ears. Ears, would it be to the question?
Alrighty, we got it that time. Thanks for joining us, Randall, and have a great day. Let's go down to Ray, N3DQ, Beaver, Pennsylvania. Good morning.
Good morning, Scott, Vicki, everyone else in there this morning. This is N3DQD. Fingers and hands. If my fingers get cold, I can't see straight. Back to net. This is N3DQD.
Thanks, Ray. Appreciate you joining us, and have a good day. C2NJV, Wayne down in Belmore, New York. Good morning.
Good morning, Scott and the rest of the crew. KC2NJV. I guess it's my core, because then I start to shiver and I just can't stop. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your day and stay warm.
Alrighty, thanks, Wayne. Appreciate you joining us. You have yourself a good day. KM4WZD, Joe in Claremont, Florida. Good morning.
Well, good morning, Scott. Good morning, Vicki. Good morning to the crew. For me, it's going to be my nose. Comes out of camping. And yeah, I live in Central Florida, but I do go snow camping every so often. You know, get all tucked into a nice sleeping bag. Everything's warm except my nose, and it drives me nuts. And I can't sleep. So let's go with that. Hey, everybody take care. Happy Thursday. 7-3. It's KM4WZD. Back to net.
Alrighty, knows it is. Thanks for joining us, Joe, and have a great day. VE3XTD, Eric in Gravenhurst, Ontario, Canada. Morning, Eric. And what one part of your body do you not like to get cold?
Oh, that would be my hands. All those years working, doing the photography and forensic work for the fire department. In the winter time, you can't use the camera properly with gloves on, so it got quite annoying at times. Back to you.
Alrighty, Eric, hands it is. Have a good day. KR4 EMM Vince in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Good morning.
Good morning, Scott, Vicki, and everyone on the crew. It would have to be my feet, and it's a very appropriate question for this morning. It's 58 in South Florida right now, and for me, that's cold. So you guys have a great day, and thank you for running the net. This is KR4 EMM. Back to you, Scott.
Hey, thank you, Vince. Yep, 58 for you is cold. 58 here, I'd be having shorts outside doing a brew on the back porch. Have a great day. KI6 KQO, Zachary in Kissimmee, Florida. Good morning.
Good. He and the brew crew, definitely for me, my feet. Got to keep my feet warm or I am certainly uncomfortable. So 7-3 to the group, and I'll send it back to you, Scott, KI6 KQO.
Okay, thanks, Zachary. Yeah, I believe for me it would have to be the feet. Even when I sleep at night, when it's cold, if it's cold, can't have cold feet. Thanks for joining us, and you have yourself a great day. W3CVE, Chuck in Newcastle, Pennsylvania. Good morning, Chuck.
Good morning, Scott, Vicky, and everybody on the brew there. I'm also a feet person there, Scott. Have a great day. W3CVE.
All right, thank you, Chuck. Appreciate you joining us, and have yourself a fine day. Alrighty, let me acknowledge a couple more text check-ins here, and then we'll take some regular radio check-ins. We had BE3TCS Tim in Windsor, K8BAC Al up in Britain, Michigan, N2WXD Craig in Riverview, KD3AJN Anna down in Beaver, Pennsylvania, and NW4Q Jim in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and I think I acknowledge N2WXD Craig in Riverview. Who do we have out there would like to join us? Please come with your call sign twice and slowly.
Kilo 1, Mike, Charlie, Oscar, K1SCO.
Whiskey Bravo 5 India Tango Tango, WB5IGC.
India Alpha
KE2GAT. KE2GAT.
W8 and WHK.
W9SDI. W9SDI.
OSU, not for Ohio State University, on Wisconsin.
N2BH. N2BH.
KJ5 WGR. KJ5 WGR.
In and out. I was on the text line, but I gotta go in and out. 73, everybody.
N6QDY. N6QDY. K9 KEDAW. KE9DAW.
All right, let me pick it up there and recognize who we got here. We got KE9 DAW Levi, N6QDY David. We had KQ4 UAM. Kevin down in Interlaken was in and out, and we'll take him off the text list there. I realized he couldn't wait. We had KJ5WGR Walter, N2BH Bill, N4OSU Jerry, W9SDI Nate, W8WHK Bill, KE2GAT Walter. This call sign here, I just want to verify. Was it a KO4 Romeo India Alpha? Is that a good call sign?
No, sir. My call is Lima Alpha 3, Romeo India Alpha, Lima Alpha 3, Romeo India Alpha. I'm calling from Norway, QSL.
Oh, yeah, we got your Mushtag. I heard you in there earlier this morning talking to a fella. We'll get to you shortly. We had WB5ITT, Chris in Beaumont, Texas, K1MCO, Jay in Orlando, Florida. Who did I miss there that called in? Please come with your call sign twice.
KJ5DRV. KJ5DRV.
Kilo Golf, Papa Delta Mike. Kilo Golf 5, Papa Delta Mike. In and out.
November 3 Lima Lima Yankee. November 3 Lima Lima Yankee in and out.
Tango Alpha November, Windsor, Ontario, Canada. KB5NJU, Kilo Bravo 5, November, Juliet Uniform, mobile.
Whiskey 8, Delta Charlie Mike, Whiskey 8, Delta Charlie Mike, mobile.
Kilo Charlie 3, uniform Kilo. Kilo Charlie 3, uniform Kilo. Alrighty, let me pick it up there and recognize these, and then we'll run this quite a list we got here. We got KC3 UUK Herbert, W8DCM Dean in the mobile, KB5NJU Elmer in the mobile. We had V3TGN Tim, N3LLY Glenn, and Glenn Burney was in and out. We had KG5PDM Jason out in Houston, Texas was in. We had KJ5DRV Travis, and KE9DAW Levi. Then we had N0CKV via the text, KF4CIA via the text, and KD2YUI via the text. Let's go to the top of this list. Question of the day, everyone, is what one part of your body do you not like to get cold? Okay, we're going to run these lists here. Let's go to KB3EYR, Greg in Corryville, Pennsylvania. Good morning.
Good morning, Scott. Good morning, Vicky. This is KB3EYR, and for me, it's going to be my feet. Don't like my feet to get cold. Have a great day. Back to net control.
Sounds good, Greg. Thanks for joining us. Let's go on to W2SAL, Sal in Cheektowaga, New York. Good morning, Sal.
Good morning, Scott Brew Crew listeners. It's gotta be my toes. Gotta be my toes. Those get cold, I'm done. And speaking about getting cold, don't forget, folks, tomorrow night is the Usenet. Warm their hearts. They've been trying to hit 100. So come on out and do your best to check in. With that, I'll send it back to net control. W2SAL clear.
Alrighty, thank you, Sal. You have yourself a good day, and we will be listening tomorrow night. NA2B Charlie and Birdie down in Sun City Center, Florida. Good morning, Charlie.
Hey, good morning, Scott. Vicky and everybody on the net for 39 Tampa Bay. A little chilly this morning, 54. Have to put the long socks on today. Response to the question, Scott, it would have to be hands and arms. I can remember back when I lived on the Canadian there, I'd go out on midnight shift to start the Jeep up at 40 below zero, and that cold would go right to the bone, and I'd be shaking like I was having convulsions. Oh, I miss those days. Have a good day. Thanks for what you do. W2BLD and A2B, back to that.
Charlie, you sure do paint a good picture in my head. Have a good day, and you folks stay warm. WD8KOB, Rod, Madison, West Virginia, good morning.
This is WD8KOB. Good morning, Ned. Hope everybody's staying warm. And the answer to the question would be ears. Got to keep those ears warm. Have a great day, everyone. WD8KOB, back to net.
Thank you, Rod. Appreciate you joining us this morning. This is W2BLT. Let's go to V3TCS, Windsor, Ontario. Good morning. E3TCS, are you still with me, Tim? Let's go to one of our morning brew hosts here, Al, up in Britain, Michigan, K8BAC. Good morning, Al.
Morning, Scott, Vicky, everybody on the brew crew. Scott, for me, it's my feet, 100%. I've been out hunting in the coldest parts of February, and I'm just fine. But the second my feet get cold, I go back inside, and I'm done. Everybody have a great day. Hopefully see you Saturday morning. K8BAC.
Alrighty, Al, maybe we'll run QRP again. Have a good day. Thanks for joining us. N2WXD, Craig up in Riverview, Michigan. Good morning.
N2WXT, good morning, Scott and Vicky and all the brew crew. My fingers, when my fingers get cold, I just can't do anything. Back to net. Y'all have a great day. N2WXT.
Thank you, Craig. Stay warm and have a good day. KD3AJN, Anna, down in Beaver, Pennsylvania. Good morning, Anna.
Good morning, Scott, and everyone else on the brew crew this morning. Well, I don't like for any part of my body to get cold, but the worst is my feet. Don't like those feet to be cold. Everybody have a great day. KD3AJN.
Alrighty, thanks for joining us, Anna. Keep those feet warm. NW4Q, Jim in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Good morning.
Feet, thank you.
Alrighty, Jim, have a good day and thanks for joining us. K1MCO, Jay down in Orlando, Florida. Good morning, Jay.
Good morning, Scott, Vicky, and everybody on the brew crew and Discord and everywhere else. This is K1MCO. That gotta be my hands, Scott. My hands when they get cold, it's not too pleasant to have my hands cold, especially when they open these doors here. All that wind come over and man, my hands get completely freezing. But what can we do? Anyway, send it back to you. It's nice to hear you running the brew this morning, my friend. You take care. This is K1MCO. Have a great day.
Alrighty, thanks, Jay. And remember, it's almost Friday. Have a good one. WB5ITT, Chris in Beaumont, Texas, or probably Orange, Texas. Good morning.
Good morning, Scott, and the rest of the morning brew from chilly Orange, about 37 degrees and clear skies down here tonight, or this morning. Definitely the toes, the feet, and I had a case of trench foot once. Oh, I don't want to go through that again, especially cold trench foot. But, in fact, I always got to have socks on when I'm sleeping. Call me weird, but hey, it's just, I like to keep the footsies warm. WB5ITT, back to net.
Have yourself a good day. Next up, let's go to LA3 RIA. Mushtag over in Oslo, Norway. Good morning, Mushtag, and welcome to the Morning Brew. And our questions that we have every day, here's one. What one part of your body do you not like to get cold?
Good morning, Scott. This is Lima Alpha 3, Romeo India Alpha, Mushtaq in Oslo. It is my first time I'm checking in because morning when I'm talking to a U.S. station, he mentioned to me you should join the net. Net will start around 1200 UTC. Well, you talk about weather. We do not have any snowfall in Oslo. It's a very green because because the weather is very, very warm, which is very unusual this time of the year. While the current temperature is outside 44 degree Fahrenheit and overcasted. We haven't seen sun for 2 weeks because it has been foggy, rain, and no snow. But I'm not sure whether we're going to have a snow during the Christmas event. So this is a short story. Thank you very much for letting me in. Scotch, do me a favor. Please give me your call sign for my logging system. Back to you. Lima Alpha 3, Romeo India Alpha, Mushtaq and Oslo listening. Over.
Certainly. My call sign is W2BLT. That's Whiskey 2, Bravo, Lima. And I need you to just answer my question. Which part of your body do you not like to get cold?
A very good question. Mostly my hand and nose when I'm walking in the snow, you know. So if I do not wear the gloves and do not take a muffler with me, I feel extremely cold. I'm on my hand and nose. I hope I have answered your question, Scotch. Over.
You answered it just fine. And thanks for joining us and welcome. This is called the Morning Brew. We're here every Monday through Friday, 7 to 9 a.m. Eastern Time, which would be 12 to 2 o'clock UTC, I believe. And don't be a stranger. And you have yourself a great rest of your day. Let's go to KE2GAT, Walter in Limbrook, New York. Good morning, Walter.
KE2GAT, yes, good morning, Scott and the crew. I have to say, my feet, I hate it when my feet get cold because then my whole body is cold and whatever I'm doing I have to cut short. So, that's it for me, KE2GAT, back to net control.
Walter, thanks for joining us and have a good day. Next up, W8WHK, Bill in North Fort Myers, Florida. Good morning, Bill.
Good morning. You're talking about chilly. It's 50 degrees, 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Good morning. It's cloudy, but the sun's going to burn all that away. Boy, I had to think long and hard about this. My hands and my arms. If my arms and my or hands get cold, then my whole body is cold. In the cold, wearing those padded vests, you know, and with no arms. I said, how in the heck does that keep anybody warm? Your arms are exposed. Anyway, that's what it is, arms and hands. Hope everyone has a great day. And the rest of the week, this is W8WHK at control at 7-3, Scott.
Well, thanks for joining us, Bill. Keep your hands warm and have a great day. Next up, a fellow with the new call sign. I don't see him sitting there, but W9SDI, Nate in Chicago, Illinois. If you're there, good morning, Nate. Well, I'll come back to Nate. He must have got up and had something to do, but he's in Zoom with us, and which anybody can do. If you'd like to come into Zoom, say hi. Just keep muted during the net. Let's go to N4 OSU. Jerry in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Good morning, Jerry.
Everyone, good morning, everybody out there. It's colder than you know what down here. We didn't move down here to Florida for cold weather, so keep it up north. Will gladly let you. My legs are the only part that gets cold on me. Have a fine one. This is N4 OSU. Dot for Ohio State University. We're down.
Alrighty, Jerry. Legs it is. And about them Buckeyes, baby. Let's go to N2BH Bill in Palmyra, New York. Morning, Bill.
Good morning, Scott, Vicky, everybody. Nice 22 degrees and snowing here, and I'd have to say my hands and fingers. I agree with Charlie. Boy, when they're cold, you're done. And that new truck, boy, I enjoy that heated steering wheel in the winter, and on the motorcycle, I've even used the heated grips a few times. N2BH.
Yeah, there's many times I wish I'd had a heated steering wheel. But I got heated seats, so that's good enough. At least something's warm. Have a good day, Bill. Thanks for joining us. KJ5, WGR, Walter in Houston, Texas. Good morning.
Good morning, Morning Brew. Hope everyone's doing well. Feet. Plain and simple. Keep my feet warm. Thanks, and back to net control.
Walter, looks like it's your first time joining us. Don't be a stranger, by golly. We're here every Monday through Friday, except for holidays, which today's not. Have a good day. And 6 QDY, David out in Sacramento, California. Good early morning, David.
Hey, good morning, Scott, Vicky, the Brew Crew, and everybody in the Zoom control room, and 6QDY. Scott put me down for feet, my feet. Hey, good to hear you, Scott, and have a great day, everybody. And 6QDY, back to net control.
Alrighty, appreciate you starting your day with us there, David, although I got a feeling you've been up for a little bit. Next up, at KE9 at DAW, Levi in Jasper, Indiana. Good morning.
Good morning, Scott and Vicky. Nice to be here today. Got about 30 degrees here, and the answer to the question is my fingers. When my fingers get, actually I've got something called Raynaud's phenomena. They turn white when they get super cold. I can look down and see that I'm cold all over. Everybody have a great day. KE9 DAW clear.
Alrighty, thank you, Levi. I never looked down to see it turn color when they got cold. Maybe they do. At any rate, have a good day, and thanks for joining us. KJ5 at DRV, Travis in Pflugerville, Texas. Good morning.
Good morning. I have to say, my feet for sure. When my feet are cold, I'm done. KJ5 DRV out.
Alrighty, Travis, speed it is. You have yourself a fine day. DE3TGN, Tim in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. Good morning, Tim.
Yeah, good morning, Scott and Vicky, everybody in the room. My feet get cold out all over. It's been a long winter. I hate winter. I see you there. Have a good day, and thanks for being there. This is BE3TGN from Ontario here in 7312.
Alrighty, Tim, thanks for joining us. You have yourself a great day. Always a pleasure. KB5NJU, Elmer in Allen Park, Michigan. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. Definitely my feet. My feet get cold, forget it, I'm done. Thanks, everybody. 7-3, have a wonderful day. This is KB5NJU Mobile, back to the net.
All right, thanks for joining us, Elmer. Have yourself a fine day. Next up, W8DCM, Dean in Lincoln Park, Michigan. Good morning. U8DCM, Dean. Are you still with me? Alrighty, well, Dean must have got where he was going, and I apologize I didn't get to him quicker. Let's go to KC3, UUK, Herbert in West Mifflin, Pennsylvania. Good morning.
Yeah, this is KC3 UUK. Good morning to the net, everybody out there. We got a blustery 20 degrees right here, and I'm old and I don't like cold. So I have to save my head most of the time. I like to keep my head warm, but the arthritis doesn't like the cold, period. But back to the net, everybody. Have a good day. 73s to all you out there. Be safe. Stay warm.
Joining us, and you stay warm as well. This is W2BLT. Let's run these text check-ins and we'll take a new list. N0CKV, Mark in Plymouth, Minnesota. Good morning.
Morning, Scott, Vicky, the rest of the brew crew, everybody else on the net. Oops. My feet. I can't stand it when they get cold. Enduro CKV, back to net.
All right, feed it is. Have a good day, Mark. Appreciate you joining us. KF4, CIA, Dennis in Inverness, Florida. Morning, Dennis. What one part of your body do you not like to get cold? KF4, CIA, are you with me, Dennis? Right along. Let's go to Charles. KD2YUI in Syracuse, New York. Good morning, Charles.
Good morning, sir. And good morning, everybody listening in on the brew. KD2YUI here in snowy Syracuse, New York, where a few minutes ago I couldn't see the houses across the street. We're in a lake effect band. Originally I was going to say feet, but I have quite the hat collection. So without realizing it, I'm really keeping my head warm as often as I can. So head for me. KD2YUI, back to net control.
Charles, appreciate you joining us, and you're getting off Ontario, and I'm actually getting a little bit of flurry activity off of Lake Huron for some reason, but have a good day. KD2EDS, Mark, your host on the open mic night here on Wednesday nights out in Elma, New York. Good morning, Mark.
Well, good morning, Scott. Good morning, Vicky, and the rest of the crew. Similar to Al, what he had mentioned before, I spent many of the time in a tree stand, and as soon as it get cold in the wintertime, I'm up. I'm done. Have a great day, Scott. KE2EDS.
I had a hiccup there. What was your answer?
It was my feet. Sorry.
righty, feed it is, Mark. Thanks for joining us. Have a good day. Next up, my buddy Roger, KO4QMM down in Umatilla, Florida. Your host on the 20-meter net this morning right here on the East Coast. Well, not on the East Coast Reflector. It'd be on 20 meters on 14.317. Good morning, Roger. And what part of your body do you not like to get cold?
Well, good morning, Mr. Scott and the Brew Crew. You are the Brew Master, Scott. Just letting you know that. And it would be my hands. I walk around, on tile floor all day with bare feet. That don't seem to bother me too much. It's cold here this morning. I was looking out the window seeing if there was any lake effect coming off of Lake Umatilla there. Little jocularity. And Randy, I see Randy's coming up there behind me, and he'll be happy to know I already got the hex beam pointed north and already got a couple good DX contacts this morning, so propagation might be in our favor. Back to you, Mr. Scott. See everybody later. KO4QMM clear.
I'm sitting here with a vision of you walking across your tile floor on your hands. Have a good day, Roger, and we'll talk to you. Maybe we'll talk to you a little QRP here in a while. Have a good day. Next up, W2RBC, Randy, Roger's cohort on a 20-meter net in West Seneca, New York. Good morning, Randy.
On the morning brew. One of the most temperature sensitive part of my body. When they're cold, I feel cold all over. Back to net control, 73 to all, W2, RBC.
Alrighty, thanks, Randy. Appreciate you joining us, and have a good day, and we'll talk to you in a bit. And for RSM, Richard in Sumter, South Carolina. Good morning.
Morning, everyone on the Brew Crew. I get to be my hands or my feet.
Alrighty, Richard, thanks for joining us, and have a great day. Next up, Norm, NY1US in South Wales, New York. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Scott and Vicki and Dick and everybody on the Brew Crew this morning. And I would say it's fingers followed closely by toes, so the extremities. So that's what I have to work on to keep warm. So everybody have a great day and take care. Back to that.
Alrighty, you have a good day, Norm. Thanks for stopping by. N8ZFH, Gary in Woodhaven, Michigan. Good morning, Gary. This is W2BLT.
Morning, Scott, Vicki, and the crew. And for me, when my fingers get cold, it's time to go in. Please check me in and out, N8ZFH, back to that.
Thanks, Gary. Appreciate you joining us this morning. We have KC2JZE Bob in Hamburg, New York. Good morning.
Hands and feet, I'll be testing that this morning. It's windy, it snows blowing, I gotta go clean the driveway out. Just for info, I checked in, I never got a response. Normally I get a response, so, but I'm glad you called me. Have a great day, everyone. KC2JZ.
Alrighty, Bob. I didn't hear your answer. I'm sorry.
Sir, back to net, KC2JZ.
Alrighty, thanks, Bob. We got you that time. You have yourself a great day. K2GRN, Joel in East Yaphank, New York. Good morning.
Good morning, Scott, Dick, and Vicki, and everybody on the Morning Brew, KC2GRN. I would have to say it's my hands. When my hands get cold, I can't stay outside. Gotta stay warm. Anyway, it's balmy 32 degrees Long Island today. Everybody have a wonderful day. KC2GRN back to net.
All right, thanks, Joel. And you have yourself a fine one. It's good, Dave, WB8ODF in Ypsilanti, Michigan. Morning, Dave.
Good morning, Scotty, and everybody on the Morning Brew. I'm going to say it's hard for anything in my body to get cold in my apartment, which is always 85 degrees. So I outside my hands. Put me down for hands. WB8ODF.
Hands it is. Thanks for joining us this morning, Dave. Always good to see you early in the morning. Last on this list, KQ4 UHS, Johnny in Stanley, North Carolina. Johnny?
Good morning, everybody on the Brew Crew, KQ4 UHS. I'm going to have to say my hands. Construction all my life. Most of the time it's been very difficult to work with gloves on, so my hands get and they hurt. So thanks to the net. Thanks everybody. 7-3. KQ4 UHS.
Great, thanks, Johnny. Appreciate you joining us, and have a wonderful day. Alrighty, I'm going to get a list going here, and if I got time to run some, I will. If not, why, we'll leave it for Dick to run. Anybody like to join us, please come with your call sign. And slowly.
Whiskey 5 Delta Bravo Sierra. Whiskey 5 Delta Bravo Sierra. 5 Julia. Whiskey Global. Delta Echo Romeo.
November 9 Echo Hotel Tango and 9 EHT. Good morning, in and out. Kilo Golf 5 Oscar Juliet Mike.
3 Yankee Bravo Sierra. CBOC, in and out.
Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Romeo Foxtrot. Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Romeo Foxtrot.
W2 KJV, W2 KJV. November 2, Victor Lima Kilo, N2 BLK.
November 2, India Sierra Kilo.
Yes, in and out. Kilo Yankee Sierra, in and out.
Romeo 4, 5 GL, November 5, November, in and out.
VK1JT, the Juicy Tomato from Canberra. KR4 CKC, KR4 CKC.
VK4 VYF, VK4 VYF.
Alrighty, let's hold it up there for just a moment. Let me acknowledge what we got here, and Dick will run them. We had VK4 Bob, KR4 CKC Bill, VK1 JT John, N5 GI Rick, 4G1 NYS Stephen, N2 SK Bob, N2 VLK Jeff, W2 KJV Tony, N1 WEB Webb, AA5 JW James, W2 CJM Charles, VA3 CRF Vern, VU3 VOC Raj. We had VA3 YBS Bill. We had a KG5 OJM Radford. We had N9 EHD Doug in New Caney. We had KE4 DER Bill and W5 DBS David in Houston, Texas. That's going to do it for me. I'm going to turn it over to Dick, W2 WB2JPQ in Eden, New York. I'm going to go down and get a warm cup of coffee and warm up before I come back up. Everybody have a great day. This is W2BLT. It's all yours, Dick.
Well, thank you, Scott. Good morning, everybody. This is Dick, WB2JPQ, along with Vicky, K8VKY, for the last hour here of the Thursday edition of the Morning Brew. 1110, 3 ones and a 0. Well, Scott's got quite a list started here. Let me get right to it. Work from the list. I got a couple of announcements, but we'll kind of work them in. Let's go up to Houston, Texas. Good morning, David. W5DBS. And our question this morning, what part of your body do you, where'd it go here? Do not like to get cold. What part of the body do you not like to get cold? Hands, feet, nose, whatever. Interesting here this morning. Good morning, David.
Big Texas howdy to you. My whole body, I don't like cold. And I really feel for the guys that I'm listening to this morning that are knee-deep in snow. It's 46 degrees in Houston, Texas, and that's about as cold as I could possibly stand. I enjoy talking to you guys every single morning. Put me down for my entire self. Back to the net. Thank you.
We enjoy having you, David. We always say without the guys in the field, there would be no morning brew. Fayetteville, North Carolina. Bill, I got to move along here. We got a big list. Good morning, Bill. KE4DER.
Good morning, KE4DER, back to you. Yeah, but it's about 45 or 50 degrees here. My torso, I don't like getting cold. I just don't like it that way. But 73s to you. Thank you for calling in the net, and thank you for getting me on there. 73s. Have a great day. KE4DER.
Well, you as well, Bill. Sound really good here this morning. Looks like on David's repeater. Thanks for being there. Doug in New Caney, Texas. Good morning. N9EHT.
Hey, good morning. On the brew. My hands, and I'm also down here around Houston, so my body, I think, is slowly acclimating from Indiana back to net control. N9EHT. Everybody have a good morning.
Doug, let's go back to Texas. KG50JM, Bedford. Good morning. G50JM. Did you leave us? We'll mark him one and done. Vicky, how about Bill? Dunsville, Ontario, VA3YBS.
Good morning, Dick, and thanks for doing the net. Good morning to everybody else on the net. I would say my fingers. Nothing worse than having cold fingers when you're trying to do some work outside. This is VA3YBS. Back to you.
Fingers it is, for sure. VU3VOC. VU3VOC. Good, whatever it is, afternoon.
Good morning, Dick. Good morning, Scott, Vicky, and the crew. My name is Raj, Radio Alpha Juliet, speaking to you from South India. To answer your question, I don't like my feet to get cold, especially when I drive. Have a happy morning and 73s to all of you. This is VU3VOC, also Alpha Kilo 4, Echo Charlie. Goodbye.
We got you down for feet. Thank you for stopping by today. Thanks, you've been by 3 times before. Waterdown, Ontario, our friend, VA3CRF. Good morning.
Good morning, Dick and Vicky and everybody on the net. Thanks for picking me up. Nice to hear Scott in there earlier. It is a brisk 10 degrees up here, and fortunately not snowing. We got enough of that yesterday. and it wasn't that cold yesterday, and now all of that stuff is frozen, so it's a little icy up here. In terms of the question of the day, I would actually say ears, and then as a close second, fingers. Dick, as far as I'm concerned, a winter hat is useless unless it's got ear flaps. I got a bunch of those, including a cowboy style. Hope everyone has a great day, Dick. Thanks for doing it. VA3CRS.
Yeah, it iced up here as well, Vern. It got up to 35 late yesterday afternoon, and it got cold and snowed, and the trees were all the snow stuck to the tree. It's really pretty here this morning. I'm sure it is up there as well. Charles in Selden, New York. We get 2CJ on. It was nice seeing you in the Zoom room the other night. Charles, good morning.
Dick, Vicky, everybody on the crew, it was hands. Thanks for doing the net. It was nice seeing you in the Zoom room.
Well, hands it is. See if I can do this right. AA5JW on the way to work. Good morning, James.
Well, good morning, Dick and Vicky and Scott who slid out of here. Thank y'all for running the net. This is Alpha 5 Juliet Whiskey Mobile, James in Spring Mobile to Houston for work today. Yeah, that's a great question because it is cold out this morning. We're in the upper 40s, but it's a beautiful sunrise, and I'm looking forward to the day warming up nicely. To the question at hand, that'd be my feet. I cannot stand cold. I've got insulated socks on right now just to keep the tootsies toasty. With that all said, hand back to Ned. Everybody have a blessed day and stay safe out there. This is Alpha 5 Juliet Whiskey Mobile. We'll be monitoring.
Thank you, James. Got you down 4 feet. Webb, Collierville, Tennessee. Man that does our groups.io and keeps the groups.io up to date. Good morning, Webb N1WEB.
Thank you, Dick, and thank you, Vicky. I don't know how Vicky can keep up with a pile up at the beginning of the call-out for check-ins this morning. I don't know how she does that. She must be an AI or something like that. And put me down for feet. Yeah, I don't like cold feet. N1WEB. Back to the net.
Well, we don't either. Just before Scott took the last round of check-in, she logged from the client from 27339. It's a little quicker. There's no radios involved or anything. And she jumped in the Zoom room and said, I just lost IAX. And I don't think Scott heard her because Scott did a round of check-ins. So I honestly don't know how she pulled it off, but she did. Got like 15 check-ins here. So we'll get her on here in just a minute or whenever she wants to come in. Good morning to Tony, W2KJV.
Good morning, Dick, and everyone on the Morning Brew. I don't like having fingers. I got a couple jobs coming up with the band. They're outdoor gigs, and I don't like when my fingers get cold. I guess I'm getting old. Back to you, Dick. Hope everyone has a great day and a better W2KJV.
Tony, I'm sorry I did not hear your answer. I was straightening out something in the Zoom room here. What was your answer, Tony?
Cold fingers. Do not like cold fingers. Back to you, Dick. W2KJV.
Cold fingers will really do you in. You don't want tight-fitting gloves or tight-fitting boots either. You know, you want to be loose. Thank you. Good morning to Jeff, Lancaster, New York, N2VLK. Good morning, Jeff.
Good morning, Dick, and everybody else on the brew. I
hope everybody has a nice day. And as far as the question, I have to go with Tony with the fingers. If your fingers don't work, you can't do too much. With that, I'll turn it back to you, and I'll say 7-3.
Yeah, like the gentleman said before, taking pictures of fire scenes with a camera. Never thought about that, but that's got to be called. You really cannot wear a pair of gloves, I don't think, and operate a camera. It's hard enough to answer a cell phone with gloves on. Woodbridge, New Jersey. Good morning, Bob. N2ISK.
Good morning, Dick, and the entire crew. Yeah, well, it has to be my hands. My hands. I hate it when my hands get cold. So this year I'm trying something new. I just ordered a pair of rechargeable hand warmers. So we'll see how that works. We were kids. We used to have those little hand warmers that worked on like lighter fluid. They would just glow and get hot. But I'm trying the electric ones this year. So there you go. And Ricky, I can't imagine how she managed to keep up with this. So anyway, have a good day. Enjoy it. Okay.
Many nets. Thank you for being here. Well, let's go from New Jersey to the Philippines. 4G1NYS. Hello, Stephen.
Dick and good evening with the Philippines. Good morning, bro. Put me down for because yeah, it gets follows more often, and it's used here at home.
I think we got feet out of there, so we got you down for feet. Let's go from the Philippines back to the villages in Florida. Rick, N5GI.
Well, good morning, Bill, everybody on the Brew Crew. It is a lovely 50 degrees down here in the villages. Clear skies, can't complain. As for what I hate being cold is my feet. There you go, my feet. Back to net control, N5GI.
It is, Rick. I think that's a very popular one. John, VK1JI in Australia.
Yeah, VK1JT, Jersey Tomato. Mate, none of me. I don't like any of me getting cold. Back to you, VK1JT.
Well, nothing. That's a good answer, John. Wow, we're going back to the villages. K4CKV. Bill, another one in the villages. Good morning, Bill.
And good morning again from the villages. Like Rick said, it's in the mid-50s here today, and semi-overcast, cold for us down here. Put me down for my hands. I don't like it when my hands get cold. KR4CKC, y'all have a great day.
Hands it is. Wow, we're going back to Australia. Getting around the globe here this morning. VK4BYF. Hi, Bob.
Good morning to yourself and the Brew Crew. I must admit, I don't like my hands getting cold, but I've got to keep the head warm to keep the rest of the body, so I'd have to say head. Got to keep that warm. Anyway, VK4BY, back to the Brew Crew, and good morning to all.
All right, Bob, I like that. Moose Park Beach, Australia. You guys had some cool names over there. Very cool. I know Daryl was in here, and I forgot where he is, but he's got a nice name, too. My friend Don, Hollywood, Florida, W4PPX. Morning, Don.
Morning, Godfather, Vicky, everybody on the Brew Crew. Put me down for feet. I was going to say hands because I used to ride my bike to high school up in Orlando in the wintertime. I'd have a hard time working the combination lock on the locker. 7-3, hope everybody has a good day. W4PPX, back to you, Dick.
All right. Thanks, Don. Too cold in Orlando. Boy, got to come up to Buffalo and try to work a combination lock when it's about 5 below. Thanks, buddy. Mike, Grosse Pointe Park, Michigan, N8HLN.
Good morning, Dick, Vicky, and the crew. Where it's 23 degrees here, east side Detroit. Answer to the question is fingers. My fingers followed closely by my toes. Back to net. Everyone have a great day. N8HLN.
Fingers followed by your toes. Thank you, Mike. Alan in Princeton, North Carolina. 84CHT. Good morning, Alan.
Good morning, everybody on the Morning Brew. I would have to say it would be my hands. I don't like it when my hands get cold. Back to net. 84CHT.
Hands it is. I was just sitting here thinking, usually whoever's first up selects the question, so obviously Scott selected the question. And our big question is, what's the question going to be on Scott's last day at the end of this month? Everybody's waiting to see what the question is Scott's last question is going to be. So I don't know if we could start a pool somehow, but it might be fun. Good morning to Perry. We got 5 text check-ins here this morning. I got Kevin from Homosassa, Jim from Easton, Pennsylvania. Wow, Kenneth from the Villages. Villages is well represented here this morning. Ron from Huntsville. And I'm going to go to Perry. Good morning, Perry. K4PJM. And this is Dick, WB2JPQ at 18 past the hour.
Well, good morning, Dick and Vicky and everybody on the brew. For me, it's my legs. I have circulation issues a little bit on my legs, and when they get cold, I get very achy. So, legs for me, I had to wear blue jeans all day yesterday. It was 55 degrees this morning. I just don't know what to do. All right, anyways, K4PJM, back to net.
Brother Joe's probably still running around there with shorts and a t-shirt. He's coming over to Rogers this morning. Still on. He's going to come over to Rogers at 10 o'clock this morning, and he's going to be on the 20-meter net with Roger on 14317 at 10 o'clock. So I'm going to get on there as well this morning. I do not have an appointment, which I usually do on Thursday morning, so I'm going to get on there and as well. So we'll see as many as we can on our 20-meter net. 14317 with Roger and Randy and Joe this morning. Ron, Huntsville, Alabama, KR4DRJ.
On the Brew Crew, I would say my feet. There's always ways to warm up your hands, but not as much for your feet. 34 here in Huntsville, nice and sunny, no overcast. 73, back to net.
John, maybe tomorrow's question should be, would you rather be too hot or too cold? It's always
a good question as well. You know, I always say can always put clothes on, but you can't keep taking them off. But when you get into a situation where you start getting cold with your hands and feet, all bets are off. Back to the villages. I don't know, Vicky, how many have we had from the villages this morning? Good representation. Kenneth, AB4KT.
Yeah, this is AB4KT. Good morning from the villages. I don't like to be cold at all. I go cold places. It's too cold for me. I've lived most of my adult life in Vegas, and it was too cold in the winter for me. I want to go to Argentina or somewhere in the winter, but my girlfriend's job won't allow it. Back to net. 7-3. Everybody have a great day.
All right, we had a station in here from India before, and I was going to ask him what's the coldest it gets, because I didn't have time to Google it, but I always think India is hot. So I was going to ask him, but I didn't want to take the time here this morning. We had a big crowd. It kind of worked down the list here. We had a lot of people in queue for quite some time. Jim in Easton, Pennsylvania, KD3ATQ, waiting for that new ICOM radio to arrive. Good morning.
Good morning, Dick, Vicky, and the Brew Crew. Guess it was a toss-up, but I'll pick feet between the hands and the feet. Don't like either, but we'll pick the feet. Yeah, the anticipation here hasn't been this great since I was waiting on my BF Flyer decoder ring. Back to net control, KD3ATQ.
Well, next time we get in Zoom, Jim, I'll tell you about 6 box tops and a quarter. And waited about 6 or 8 weeks for a belt that glowed in the dark. I'll tell you all about that one. That was my big childhood. I remember that vividly. Homosassa, Florida, KB2WGC. Good morning, Kevin.
Good morning to everybody on the Brew Crew. It's a little chilly here in Poughkeepsie, New York. It's in the 20s, and I don't like my hands being cold. Everybody have a good day. KB2WGC.
That's okay. W9QJQ is up next. Good morning to you. And a question once again for those of you that are just coming in. What's one part of your that you do not like to get cold? We've got some great answers here this morning. Don't know what the pie chart says, but let's take a look at it. Good morning, W9QJQ.
Good morning, Dick and Vicky and everybody on that. Yeah, my hands for me. It's my hands. I got frostbite in my hands back in Korea. The military as a tanker, so my hands are the first things that go. So I'm always wearing my Milwaukee Tool electric gloves when I'm out plowing. And we got 3 degrees here in central Wisconsin. Okay, everybody have a good, safe day. I'm going to try to get on HF for the next net at 10 o'clock. All right, back to net control.
Keith, yeah, I look forward to seeing you on the 14317 at 10 o'clock. I'm sure Roger will be there about 9:30 clearing off the frequency, so come and join us all. Bob, good morning. You're down the list this morning. Bob, you must have slept in. Ecorse, Michigan, EQ8U.
Dick, Vicky, and everybody else, I did sleep in about a half hour late, but I would say it's got to be my feet, because I had a little bit of frostbite in my feet 40 years ago. So, and I'm on blood thinner, so everything makes me cold. Everybody have a good time. I got to go give a blood test. I'm going to try to make it back for that 20-meter net. KQ8U, back to net.
Thank you, Bob. Let's go out to Sugarland, Texas is up next. Good morning, Chuck. And 5CHB. Morning, Brew Crew. Happy Thursday. You know, I just was sitting here listening to everybody thinking, my feet don't get cold, my hands, what part of me? And then I remembered, my head and my ears, man, I don't like my head cold. And that's probably got a little bit to do with there ain't much hair up there anymore, so. Good question, fun question. 73, CHB.
Hi, thank you. This is Vicky, K8VKY. The question is, which one part of your body do you not like to get cold? Next up, WA8CLG.
This is WA8CLG. Very good morning, everybody. And if I have to pick one, I guess I'm going to say my feet, and the second would be my hands. Everybody have a good day. WA8CLG. Back to you, Vicky.
Thank you. Next up, Blue is KJ5AXE.
Good morning, Vicky and the Brew Crew. I'd say my hands. My wife would say my feet, but my hands. KJ5AXE at 73.
Thank you. And next up, Andy, W2AJR.
Good morning, Vicky, everybody on the Brew Crew. Definitely I sustained an injury on my left hand, and it's been really sensitive to the cold since then. So, 73, everybody, have a great day. Catch you on the 20-meter net.
Yep, I'm sure Roger's already waiting. Richard, WB9CSP.
Yeah, WB9CSP. In Paris, Texas, I would have to say my toes would be the one that I don't like. Back to you, WB9CSP.
KI5PMI, KI5PMI, in and out, please.
Next up is Marson, N8MJN.
Hey, good morning, Vicky, Dick, and everybody else on the Morning Brew. This is N8MJN. The one part of my body that I hate getting cold is lower back, above the belt line there. If I get a wind gust up that back, my entire body freezes. So, always keeping them shirts tucked in the winter. That said, everybody have a great Thursday. 73, back to net control, N8MJN.
I think you're the first person to say back. Ryan, NY20.
Morning. This is Ryan, NY20, Orlando, Florida. Yeah, I think I'm going to agree with that guy. I think it's probably my back. I don't mind, but yeah, if my back gets cold, I feel like that's going to kind of make everything else seem cold. Back to net control, NY20.
Thank you very much. Edward, KT4YGT.
Morning, Vicky, everyone on the net. I have to go with core. I can get anything else I can get cold. It doesn't bother me. As soon as my core drops 1 degree, I need to go back inside. I'm freezing. This is KQ4YGT. Back to net.
Thank you, Leo, K4ITA.
Morning. Good morning, Vicky and Dick. Good morning from the beautiful Fort Lauderdale. Good mornings of Florida. 62 degrees. Wow. Sunshine and beautiful. And so I need to keep my head warm, my brain warm. Everybody, great day. K4ITA.
you. And next up is Terry, N5 RTC.
Morning, Vicky, Dick, and fellow brewers. My toes, N5 RTC, back to net control.
Better your toes than mine. F4ACB.
I got in and I'm on the Zoom room there. I actually can see everybody. I did KM4ACB in Heritage, Tennessee. Hello, Vicky. My arms, I don't have any legs, so my arms.
I got you down for arms. Good talking to you. Chuck, 2EM.
Good morning, Vicky, and the rest of the brew crew. I have to save my feet. Yeah, you can always. They're probably the most sensitive for cold for me anyway. All right, back to that W2EM.
Thanks for stopping by. Jeff, KE8. That's it.
KF 0, Victor Mike Charlie.
You're welcome to check in when we're taking check. Jeff, KE8. SMN. Yeah, it's dropping out a little bit, so we'll give it one more time. Jeff, KE8, SMN.
Good morning, Brew Crew. This is KE8 SMN. Put down for hands. KE8 SMN. Back to net.
Yeah, for hands. Last on this was Tim, KT4, EF1.
Thank you, Vicky. This is KQ4 EFY Tim in Columbia, South Carolina. And I would have to say feet. When my feet get cold, the whole body follows. Back to net control.
Well, thank you, Tim. This is Dick WB to JPQ. We'll take some new check-ins. Anybody, anywhere, twice and slowly, please, for the East Coast Reflector. Thursday edition of the Morning Brew. Call signs twice, please.
ERP Mobile.
KF8 DIC. KF8 Detroit Rock City.
VE3 TCS. VE3 TCS.
Number 4, Kilo Hotel Zulu, N4 KQ4, in and out ZNZ, KQ4, ZNZ, mobile.
Kilo 2, Papa Bravo, K2PB, in and out.
November Whiskey 3 United.
Kilo Juliet 5, Delta X-Ray Bravo. Kilo Juliet 5, Delta X-Ray Bravo.
November 4, Romeo Hotel Echo. November 4, Romeo Hotel Echo.
Kilo Alpha Uniform Delta, Kilo Alpha 5, Papa Uniform Delta.
Whiskey 8, Bravo Papa Delta. W8DPD.
Kilo Delta 9, Oscar Zulu Golf.
Kilo
89OZG. Kilo Hotel Tango.
39 SAM. Whiskey 9 Sierra Alpha Mike. I'll be in and out this morning.
CBM N1 CBM.
Kilo Quebec 4 Hotel Echo Foxtrot KQ4 HEF. In and out.
One QPL, KC1 QPL, in and out.
KJ5 LLL Kilo Juliet 5 Lima Lima Lima. Kilo November 4 Two-Tone Blue KN4 TTB. In and out this morning. Wow, I better grab it here. Jeff called Friday. Push that button, fun button Friday. I think this is double up Thursday. I don't know how you did it. I think we might have missed a couple at the very beginning, but I can't. I'm not going to doubt Vicky. But I'll tell you what we got. We got a big list here this morning. This last half hour. KN4 TTB. Good morning, Steve. Was in and out from Largo, Florida. KJ5LLL. We'll get to you in just a minute. John from South St. Paul, Minnesota. Good morning to you, my friend. KC1QPL was in and out. KQ4HEF also was in and out. Good morning to Carlos on 1CBM. Sam from Union, Ohio, W9SAM. He was also in and out. We got Henry from Islip, New York. We got Scott from Waterford, Wisconsin. Brian from Warren, Michigan. Paul from Montgomery, Texas. Roger from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Let me scroll up here. Frank from Sugar Land, Texas. David from Garner, North Carolina. Paul from St. Cloud, Florida. And wow, I think, John, you're a Mobile and you're at the top of the list. From Wyoming, Michigan. 4ZNZ. Good morning, John, Mobile. And our question this morning, what body part do you least like to get cold?
Good morning. For me, it's close to a tie. I got arthritis in my hands and neuropathy in my feet, but the feet hurt the worst when they get cold. KQ4ZNZ, back to the net.
Thanks, John. I also got to go up to John from Rochester, New York, was in and out. KN4ZNZ, or KNZ, good morning to you, John. Good to talk to you this morning. Another John from I guess John was in there twice. We got John from Wyoming. I guess we just worked him. Got Frank from Lancaster, New York, KC2JPQ. Tim was with us, 3TCS. I think that was a recheck a little earlier when we went to him. He wasn't there. Jack from Rochester, Minnesota, and I'm all the way up to the top of this list, line number 121 today for Johnny. Good morning, Hopkinsville, Kentucky, N1YKT.
Good morning, everyone. Crew. Hopefully everybody's keeping warm this morning. It's going to be, man, I'll just go ahead and say my torso, man. I highly dislike my torso being cold. See you guys on the net later and Zoom. N1YKT73.
Oh, wow, we even got John. And 4KHZ in the Zoom room as well this morning. So it's nice to see you again, John. Haven't seen you since the meet and greet. Rochester, Michigan is up next. Morning, Jack. KF8ERC.
Morning, everyone. Yes, my neck got cold right away. And that's all I have for you, Dick. Have a good day. KF8, Detroit, Rock City.
your neck. I think, is that the first one? I think we had maybe for neck. Well, there you go. Thank you, Jack. Tim is rechecking this morning. He wasn't there when we went to him from Windsor, Ontario. VE3TCS. Good morning, Tim.
Dick and everybody on the crew, yeah, sorry about that. I was in the garage putzing around. The wife called me in as she likes to have coffee with me in the morning. Anyhow, I don't like getting my core cold, and she doesn't like it when my hands get cold. Thanks, Dick. Back to that.
Well, let Vicky make the decision on that, and it's core. Thanks, Tim. Good morning to Frank in Lancaster, KC2JPQ.
Good morning, Dick and Vicky and everybody on the brew. When my hands get cold, it's game over. So, not much going on today, Dick. Just a little bit of that snow and ice. And I'll say 7-3. Send it back to the net, KC2JPQ.
Alrighty, thank you, my friend. Let's go to Gardner, North Carolina. Good morning, David, NW3U. And this is Dick, WB2JPQ.
Morning, Dick and Vicky and everybody else out there. NW3U here. Bright sunny day here, cold but bright sunny day. Question in my hands. Boy, they get cold and I'm useless. Everybody have a good day, and we'll see if we can catch up with you guys in the morning. 7-3's NW3U.
Well, hands it is. Haven't had a chance to look at the pipe. Could be interesting today. Great question. Sugarland, Texas. Morning, Frank. KJ5DXB.
Good morning, Dick, Vicky, everybody in the crew. I'm going to double up on the neck, the back of my neck. Thanks for the check-in. Have a great day. KJ5DXB. Back to you, Dick.
Thank you, this is Vicky, K8VKY. Next up, Roger, N4RHE.
K8VKY. Good morning, clever cousin Vicky. Thank you for volume 20 magazine. I got a tear in my eye reading Dick's Corner or Romeo Hotel Echo. My feet. From November to March, I put on socks at bedtime. It is proven that people sleep better when wearing socks. Vicky, your audio today is the best I've ever heard from you. November 4, Roger Ham Enthusiast. Return to net.
Roger. Well, K85QD.
Good morning, Brew Crew. I'd say my feet have trouble trying to keep my feet warm when I'm out in the cold. Accident K5PUD.
Yet another one for feet. Brian, W8DPD.
Good morning, Dick, Vicky, and the rest of the brew crew. It would have to be feet for me, too. I can be working outside just fine. Once those feet get cold, then I cannot stay warm. So, feet it is. Back to net control, W8DPD.
Thank you, Brian. And from Waterford, Wisconsin, Scott. K89OCG.
Good morning, everybody, from the frozen tundra of Wisconsin, where it's currently 10 degrees. I feel like I'm an expert in this topic. I would have to say my feet. Once the feet get cold, the rest of the body follows. With that, KD9OZG, back to net, 73s.
Yeah, Henry, 52KHT.
KHT. And, you know, when my hands get cold, I can always put them in my pocket and warm them up. Can't do that with my feet, so I'm going to have to go with feet. Although, there was one camping trip that I almost got my feet into my pocket, but didn't make it, so I'm going to have to go with feet. KC2KHT.
Yoga classes will help. On GBM.
Morning, Vicky, Dick, and everybody always interacting here with the Morning Brew. Nice to hear you all. It's 62 degrees, clear skies down here in Florida. Very nice weather for shorts and T-shirts. Sorry. For me, it's the ears. Gotta be the ears. They hurt like hell when they get cold. I try not to let them go down there in that temperature, but they get cold and it's game over. Anyways, a quick PSA for tomorrow. Remember, guys, we are running the Youth Net tomorrow night, Friday at 8 p.m. Let's keep the spirit up. Let's keep the energy up. Let's keep those check-ins flowing and keep those check-ins around 75 or more. The kids are happy. We are happy, and you make the ECR proud. This is Carlos, N1CBM. Back to you, Vicky. Thank you.
Definitely get excited when the numbers are up. KJ5, LLL.
Good morning, everybody. I've got to say my hands. I can bundle up just about everything else, but when you need the dexterity of your fingers and then they get cold, oh, it's all over. But thanks for the net and 73, KJ5 Triple Lima.
Another one for hands. Charles, KC1WZP.
Good morning, everybody. Hope everybody's having a good morning. For me, it's going to have to be feet. Once those get cold, I am miserable. KC1WZP, back to net.
All right, and from Massapequa, Chris, K2GCP. K2GCP. And last on this list, Donnie, KM4CTB.
Good morning, Vic, and everybody on the net. KM4CTB, Donnie in Jacksonville Beach, Florida. Put me down for feet, Vicky. Remember a real cold going ride, frozen morning. Wrap those things in newspaper and plastic bags, trying to keep them cold.
We had somebody come and tap you, but we got them out of there, and we also got your answer. That's the last of that. So take more check-ins twice and slowly, please.
This is Kilo Bravo 8, Papa Lima Victor. Kilo Bravo 8, Papa Lima Victor, Chris.
IVI, Kilo 9, November, Tango, Julia Sierra, K9, TJS, in and out.
Kilo, Quebec 4, Oscar, Romeo Kilo, KQ4, ORK in the mobile.
Mike, KD2LLM, no traffic, but have a great day, everybody.
GCP, K2 GCP, Chris Massapequa.
Eric in Vermont with a check-in only, in and out. This is Kilo Foxtrot 8, Charlie Quebec Papa, KF8 CQP, Mike from Farmington, Michigan, in and out. KE2 EHI, Kilo Echo 2, Echo Hotel India, in and out this morning.
Alright, we'll hold up right there. We got KE2 EHI in and out. We got KF8 CQP in and out. KD2 LLN. And then we had, all we caught was Eric. Can you come back, please?
All sign again is November Juliet 1 Sierra NJ1S, Eric in Vermont, check-in only, in and out.
Thank you, Eric. We got you on there in and out. We also had K2 GCP, KJ4LXJ, Kiki4ORK, K9 TJS, KB8 TLV, and something that sounds a little bit like KC2 IVI. Can you come back? Can either correct it or confirm it, please?
Kilo Charlie 8, Oscar Whiskey Lima. Kilo Charlie 8, Oscar Whiskey Lima.
We got the OWL, but was there an IVI?
That's good. India, WA1 IVI, Alex.
That's what I was looking for. Thank you. So, first we'll go to K2 GCP, since I think we lost him a little bit earlier. Chris, you're up first.
K2 GCP, good morning, Vicky and the Brew Crew. Definitely the feet. The feet and then I feel like the face and the head, but mostly the feet. Hope everyone has a good morning and safe day. Have a good one. K2 GCP, back to net.
Thank you, Chris. Next up, another Chris, KB8 PLV.
Vicky and everyone, thanks for having the day off right. Put me down for hands. If I'm camping or out shoveling the snow, I don't want them cold and frozen. Everyone have a look ahead. This is KB8.
Alright, you're dropping out, but we got your answer in there. KQ4 ORK, Barry.
Good morning, Vicky and everybody on the Brew Crew. First off, I have to agree with Roger Ham Enthusiast. Your audio today is the best I've ever heard it. I'm going to have to go with toes, feet. My toes get cold, the body just cannot warm up. Hope everybody has a great day. Back to net control, 73 KQ4, ORK in the mobile.
Thank you, I appreciate it. And I don't know if I can hear it through mine, but it's actually pixel sensitive. I can hear my cat purring. WA1 IVF. One part of your body do you not like to get cold?
Yes, good morning, everybody, from Portland, Maine. We're 31 degrees, and I would say my feet for sure. Once the body kind of shuts down. But good morning, everybody, and have a great day. Thanks so much.
Thank Thank you very much. K9 TJS.
I was in and out, but I'm not sure which part of my body. I used to be cold. I live in South Florida, so I'm pretty used to being warm most of the year.
No problem, and whenever you just don't feel like answering a question, you can always just stop in and say you don't have an answer. No problem. Next up, KC8OWL.
Good morning, everyone. This is Mike, KC8OWL in Buckeye, Arizona, and happy APRS Thursday. As far as the answer to the question goes, it's definitely going to be my feet, and the feet get cold first, and the rest as follows. Back to that, KC8OWL.
All right, we got you done for feet. From Crystal River, Florida, Rex, KJ4LXJ.
Roger, Zulu Golf, M5, Lucy, T-Mobile. Roger, Zulu Golf, Mobile, M5, Lucy, T-Mobile.
Okay, we're looking for Rex, KJ4LXJ. We'll take him off then. KF0, VPJ. Sorry, misspoke a little there. KF0, VPG.
This is KF0VPG, Adam in Fergus Falls, Minnesota. Yeah, I guess my face would be the most exposed thing, and that's where I feel it's the coldest when I'm out. Usually negative temperatures with the wind chill. Back to net control, thank you.
Thanks for stopping by. We got a couple left on this list. Milton, WP4BW.
Good morning, Vicky. Thank you for doing the net, and good morning, the rest of the brew crew. I'm gonna say my feet. Even though the cold weather in Texas or here in the mainland is my typical weather, since I am used to the Caribbean weather, but hey, it is what it is. My feet, it is. Back to unit control 73 WP4 Victor Whiskey.
Thank you. And finishing up the net is Daryl, WB1DXN.
Good morning, Vicky and Dick and the rest of the morning crew. All of my body. I came back to New Hampshire from South Carolina, and I can't stand the cold anymore. Back to net control. Everybody have a safe day. Look ahead, think ahead, plan ahead. Always expect the unexpected. They keep looking out for a way out, just in case. WB1DXN.
I completely agree with you. I can't stand the cold. This is Vicky, K8VKY with Dick, WB2JPQ, returning the reflector back to normal amateur use.
JADL, November 4, Juliet Delta Lima, Goldsboro, North Carolina.